All right. Hello, hello. How is it going, everybody? Good to see so many of you already in the chat. Let's get the music up. Okay. How is it going? I should be showing up on screen. If I'm not, you can hear me or whatever. A refresh always goes far. I think everything else is fine. Okay. Yes. Hello, everybody. We've got Kieran. Sorry if I miss it. Any of your names? Kieran Crochets, Hooked by Marilyn, Crocheting Cheese, Bracelet, Simply Sophie, Bubbly Bears, R Panda. Hello. Last time when I won the giveaway, I didn't get the gem and it said error. 2 codes were sent to you. I thought that was fixed on the second go around. Ken, will you message me one more time on our Ribblr inbox? Hello, everyone on Instagram. Ellie Green, Adele, good to see you. We are streaming right now over on Ribblr and YouTube right now for the Ribblr show. So definitely come by and say hello. Yes, click the mute thingy. Sup, CC Young, Jawid, how's it going? If you're watching on Instagram, definitely come on by and say hello on the Ribblr app or Ribblr browser. Really good to see so many of you in the chat today. How is everyone doing? Why in the so for some reason it starts defaultly on mute. So, hello. You're watching on YouTube, really cool. Did I somehow get the chats to work? Let's see if I can actually make sure I'm not missing any chats on there. Sup, Kenzie's Crochet, how's it going today? Sunsetting, good to see you. Crochet Queen says, what's this about? Let me answer that question. But first, let me say hello, Aaronix. Good to see you. Ami Mommy Makes has made it. Good to have you here today. It's definitely a ghost back there. I don't know what you're referring to. You're scaring me. Hello. I'm so glad you could make it, Young. Hello, May Louise. Really glad you could catch it for your first time watching it live. Happy Purple Frog Day. Sasha Stitchcraft, good to see you. How's it going, Crochet Cutie? Good job on the writing lesson. Crocheting is amazing. Great name. Hello, how are you? Good to see you as well. Friskionet, how's it going? Good to have you here as well. So many new and awesome, probably beautiful faces in the chat. Thanks for coming on by. For everyone watching on Instagram, we are streaming over on Ribblr and YouTube, so definitely make sure to come say hi and check it out. Let me pull up the other live. Oh, okay. Anyways, yes. So a lot of fun things today we're going to be going over. Got a brand new postcard for August, which is exciting. Got our Freebie Friday promotion today as well. Of course, Ribbit's got the breaking news that everyone loves to talk about today. We got a giveaway for the gems. And then the bulk of it is an awesome interview with I think personally, a prolific designer. So you'll be able to get to know her a little bit about some of her patterns and what's going on her creative side of the world. So exciting. Hello, Helly. How's it going? Good to see you. So fluff and cute. Good to see you on the Instagram chat. We are streaming over on Ribblr, so definitely come on by and say hello. You can definitely come on by and say hello over there. Thank you everyone for the kind words about the show. Really glad you're enjoying them. Hope everyone's doing good. In personal news, for me, as you can see, I couldn't beat the heat, so the bangs are indeed gone. I am dealing with some dental woes, so hate to see it. So if you haven't been to the dentist in a long time, please take it from me. Go to the dentist, get a checkup, get some cleaning done. It isn't worth holding on to that. And the crafts be crafting. So really good to see so many of you. Hello, Majestic G. Excited to meet you too. Thanks so much for coming on by today. What is your spot in Ribblr? Are you the owner of it? I am not the owner of Ribblr, no. I help out with the digital side of things, but I do not own it. Just click the unmute button and that should help. But yeah, so we'll jump right on into today's show because in 20 minutes, our guest will be on and we are very excited about that. I am watching my grandson, it's an app. His baseball team is playing for state this weekend, so I might be distracted. No worries. That's awesome. Well, good luck to him. Hello, Sunflower Sky. How are you? Yeah, there is an unmute button on the top. I didn't see it at first. Good to see you, so fluff and cute. Happy to have you here today. Glad you could make it sunset. Hopefully you enjoyed today's broadcast and will make you want to come back for more. So let's jump on into it. So we are going first of all into today's postcard giveaway as usual, but it is August. Beach is the theme. So if you are wanting to and you haven't been able to spin the wheel when feeding Ribbit, you can now you have a chance to win this. All you have to do is put your favorite summertime emoji in the chat and you'll automatically be entered for a chance to win. Actually, I'm going to throw the chat up here. That way we can see the emojis come in. So feel free to leave your favorite summertime emoji for a chance to win that. Hello, Rizbud. How's it going? How much yarn is in your stash? I've definitely downgraded quite a bit, so not too much, but I do have a closet full of stuff I had to go through. So glad you can make it for your third week. So yes, so feel free to enter for a chance to win that. I love his little dance. It is cute. Just went the other day and they did x-rays and they went to test for... Oh, that's so scary, May Louise. Yeah, mine's not looking good either. I got to get a root canal. I have like 8 cavities. Oh, I don't even know how. Not these pearly whites. Just because they look decent on the front doesn't mean things aren't going bad on the inside. So it has been like 6 years for me. And the dentist did say that the difference between someone who brushes and flosses every day compared to someone who brushes and flosses every day and goes to the dentist regularly is a world of difference. And I do brush twice a day and I'm 2 or 3 times a day and I'm flossing. So thank you everyone for participating in the giveaway. As you saw on screen, it's looking really good. Happy to have all of you so excited to be involved. Holy, there's a lot of you entering. Yeah, thanks for entering in. Wow, we have some third weeks. Very cool. Some streaks. Maybe in the future we'll have some Ribblr streak rewards or Ribblr show streak rewards or something in the future. Yeah, so that's my professional advice today. Go to the dentist. You don't want to be like me and having to pay thousands and thousands for dental work. So that's the giveaway going on there. And then today is Friday, which means it's Freebie Friday. So we're going to hop on into showing our Freebie Friday for the week. We have this Low So Snail by Rachel's Crochet Creations. Really cute pattern for sure. As the name suggests, it's Low So. So I'm going to throw this into the chat. This is free today only. All you have to do is follow the shop, and automatically you'll be able to claim the pattern and add it to your library. All you have to do is follow the shop. Easy, easy, easy. This is a one-day thing, so make sure to grab it before it's gone. Yeah, it's a really cute pattern. So you can go claim that for your own today. Support the designer. You know, the following tab is important nowadays. Yeah, it's definitely a really cute pattern here, and you know, Low So sounds pretty good to me. So I'm gonna put the link in the chat one more time for everyone to go grab. Hi, I'm gonna have a craft market with my mom, my bestie and her mom, and I'm wanting more ideas on what to make. Glad you asked, Crochet Cutie. This pattern looks perfect. I know for a fact that, you know, when I go to market, something easy like this is definitely a really great one to grab. I'm about to be home so I can herd. Already, nice. Okay, so many people already claiming it, so really great job. After you claim it, obviously let your friends, family, cousins, estranged exes, let them know about this pattern that can be claimed today for free, simply by following the creator shop. Really easy way to trade, and yeah, definitely worth it. Good job, Ken. Good job. Okay, so we're gonna let people do that. We'll take like 30 more seconds for people to go claim that if they haven't already, and then your favorite is not me, but your other favorite show host will be here to break some news. Red Twin getting business pop off, I guess. Could this? I reckon it would. I reckon it would be able to be done with like acrylic yarn. I always stay up late until it posts. Oh, really, Majestic? That's cool. Thanks for being such a supporter. And for everyone watching on Instagram right now, we are streaming over on Ribblr.com and YouTube, so definitely make sure to come on by and say hello. That way you can see all the stuff up top, and we're going to be doing the breaking news section, which you won't be able to see on Instagram. What's my current work in progress? My current work in progress is getting my teeth fixed. Oh my gosh. No, but on a serious note, I actually don't have anything I'm working on right now. Last show I did make this little sand dollar, but I don't have any projects as of now. I'm mainly moving a lot of my content over to other platforms at the moment because I have a lot of content. Yes, good luck, Crochet Cutie, at the market. Oh, good luck to you as well, Ami Mommy. I love the snail pattern. It's so cute. Up till 11. Jeez, Night Owl. All the panic. I don't have enough. I believe in you, Ami Mommy. Where are you located again, if you don't mind me asking? I'm making joggers right now. Oh, that sounds like a fun project. Well, this is a really great time to pick up a project if you're working on one right now. You can have it in your hand because Ribbit's actually going to take it away for some of the breaking news. And I will be back with all of you after the news segment is done. So I will see you in a second.
Thank you, Vincent. Always a pleasure hopping in after you, and today's tea is extra toasty. Summer's fading, and so is the mood. Ribblr users are feeling the back-to-school blues as the season changes. The community's been sharing cozy projects and heartfelt messages, reminding each other that the best part of school is the creative time spent with yarn. Ribblr's latest monthly challenge has sparked a juicy trend. Fruit-themed projects are on the rise. From crocheted strawberries to animal fruit hybrids, users are embracing the fruity fun. It's a sweet way to stay connected and creative. Crochet and knitting have been quietly stitching their way into pop culture. In the Bluey episode Curry Quest, Chili teaches Bluey how to crochet, inspiring a new generation to pick up a hook. Fans have even spotted No Face from Spirited Away peacefully knitting, a surprisingly wholesome moment in an already iconic film. And it's not just animated characters getting crafty. Celebrities like Sasha Obama, Demi Lovato, and Millie Bobby Brown have all been seen crocheting or knitting on planes, in parks, and during interviews. It's official. Yarn is no longer just a hobby, it's a movement. And before I hop off, I still haven't had time to hop into Uniqlo for the new Ayazawa collab tees. Tragic, I know. Which one do you think I should get? The Nana one is calling to me. That's all the yarn I've got for today. Sending it back to Vincent, and remember, stay crafty. Ribbit, ribbit.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Ribbit. Really appreciate you coming in, letting people know about what's going on pop culturally, going on with crochet and knitting in our everyday space. A lot of different ways to find it. So if you ever find crochet, knitting, or crafts in the real world, in media, outside, let us know so we can share on the breaking news. So really glad you can come and say hi. And yeah, the bluey one was a cute one. All right, bye. Crochet Cutie saying bye to Ruby. Okay, so we did get some of the information, and we it is a really great way for us to like kind of keep up with what's going on in the community. Make sure on Ribblr, you can actually check it. Wait, why does this look so weird? Hold on, let me. Over on the community section, every other week you'll find a spill the tea post. So, just Ribbit asking about what's going on. We do have a pretty small team over here at Ribblr. So if you're able to let us know what's going on, so you can actually check out this community post, which I'm going to leave in the chats to go check out. You can come here, and lots of people were letting us know what's going on with their own personal life, what's going on with the community, things that people have shared and finished, and when applicable, it'll show up on will show up on the breaking news. So if you want a chance to show up on the breaking news with Ribbit, all you got to do is comment here, and we'll find like the best of stories, and we're still continuing to do this, so feel free to come check out this post and see what that's all about, and you can let us know what's going on with you. So that's kind of where some of the breaking news comes from. Feel free to keep your eyes on that. Keep it notified for you. You'll be seeing Ribbit a lot more as well in the comments section. And some people might feel like you need to protect this little one. I agree. For K-pop Demon Hunter. Good movie, by the way. And Ribbit actually did talk about this month's challenge, which is going on. So over on Ribblr, we do have this month's challenge. And your goal now is to help create a fruit salad for Ribbit, which is a really fun way to get involved with your project. So that's this month's challenge. So I'm going to share that with all of you so you can come check out the challenge if you haven't already entered for a chance to be involved. This is a really fun one. So right here, you can make any fruity creation freehand or using a Ribblr pattern, so either one. So, thinking strawberries, grapes, peaches, apples. If it belongs in a fruit salad, it'll be applicable. Some people have also asked if they can make like animals that are kind of like part food, and I think that's okay. Personally, I have some food animals or creatures that would fit perfectly in a fruit salad, so definitely check that out. All you have to do is post a journal to the August challenge. You do have to be making it during the month of August, and the top 5 journals with the most likes will win 5 gems. We definitely do hear feedback on like the voting process. As you know, the first few months when we did the challenges, it was kind of like how it was last year with the monthly awards, and it was a polling thing. We've gone over to the journal, so we're just we hear the feedback and we're trying new things. So we definitely hear all of you. And then all you have to do is go post it in like the quote unquote pattern thingy. And right now there's actually already 92. So you can actually come over here and check out the fruit salad. Would fruit flies be included? I think it's honestly worth even trying it. So yeah, you can see there's a lot of animals and foods here that fit perfectly. So like this one's like a frog. People are working on what they're on. So like you can see with Yarn Girl says here, not done, but it's coming along. So you can actually post journals when they're not even completely done, which is a really great part of Ribblr. So you see here like watermelon bat, really cute. Bananas are okay. Yes, Kieran. To get prizes, all you have to do is enter in this and post in your journal. So big banana split, big banana split. So I'd recommend coming here every day and liking the ones that you enjoy. I love that this one doesn't require using the gems. Love the gem pattern idea, but there's no way to get this gem short of the pattern. We definitely hear your feedback. Can I make a pattern then after the challenge and post a tester call? Can I make a pattern? Oh yeah, of course, of course. Honestly, we highly recommend that. So feel free to do that, Bubbly Bears. Hello, Aubrey Grace. Oh, I have a watermelon journal. Banana dinosaur, good idea as well. Let us come let us know in the chat over on Ribblr.com or the Ribblr app where we're chatting and showing these off. Aubrey, would love to see you over in the chat over there. We can make wearables like hats and bags. If it fits the description, your creativity is not limited. So that is what is going on there. So that, can I do just one fruit instead of lots? Yeah, absolutely. You can just do one. It doesn't have to be like a big fruit salad. It can just be one. Hello, Uniquely Tangled. How's it going today? It's going to be such a big bundle. I can't wait to make them. Awesome, Bracelet. We can't wait to see them come to life. Can't wait. So we are limited on time, so I'm going to jump into the next portion. If you have any more questions, feel free to ask. I'm going to put the challenge one more time. Feel free to ask any questions that you want, and I'll try to get back to them in the comments on that post. You can also find that in the community post by searching challenge in the tags. So let's go over our Ribblr gems, the Ribblr gem patterns here. So as we all know, the Ribblr gem pattern library just came live last month, and we're already in month number 2 with a soft reset. So brand new 20 patterns in the gem pattern library. So if you have any gems, you can check your gem balance right here. As you see, I have 9 gems that I can exchange for, patterns here. So really great feature. And there's a lot here that you can get started on. And our guest is one of these designers. So that's really exciting. How long is the stream? Till about 1:15 p.m. So yes, there's a lot of ways to be able to do this, to be able to go grab your own patterns. So I'm going to leave a link in the chat as well to be able to go find this. How do we get the gems other than Ribblr Plus? There's going to be other opportunities. Sometimes you can also spin the wheel for it, and there's chances to win gems here as a giveaway. So yeah, there's quite a few ways to be able to get them. When I got my gem, for some reason I couldn't get a pattern even though I had a gem. I'm not quite sure. I'm not the technical guy. I want the clown so bad, but the wheel hasn't been in my favor for another gem to collect him. Animal Lover, you can spin the wheel is definitely one of those ways. And another way, so a lot of great patterns here, as you can see in the clown right here. And some of them are worth too, depending on their price, but this is a really great way to grab some patterns without having to spend money. But for a chance to win your own gem, all you have to do is take part in today's trivia before we jump into our interview. And on the Instagram, I am actually going to be ending the Instagram live right now. If you want to partake in the giveaway or the interview about to happen, we are streaming over on Ribblr.com, also the Ribblr app or the Ribblr YouTube channel. So you can come find us there. So I am going to be ending the Instagram live. So goodbye, everybody on Instagram live. Come say hi. Right, Ken, I heard you. I'll try to send a third link. I will message you after the stream. But if you want a chance to win this one trivia, people who've watched the AMA will be able to know the answer to this, and we'll have a winner announced at the end. But the question here for today is, what is Ribbit's favorite drink? So all you have to do is put the answer in the chat, and the winner at random will be chosen at the end of the chat for their free gem. So the question is, what is Ribbit's favorite drink? So if you watch the AMA, you'll know the answer to this. If not, make sure to keep up with Ribbit. So as I wait for everyone to come up with an answer on that, you can leave that in the chat. And then I'm going to introduce our guest for today as everyone does that. I'm not going to say yes or no to anyone's answers. So first, or at random, you'll be able to get it if you guess it right. All right, as everyone takes guesses, we are going to jump into our interview. Our guest time is important, so we're going to jump into that. One moment, let me get this all sorted. So today's guest is going to be Amy from Curious Papaya, an amazing designer. And as you saw when we were showing off the gems library, some of her patterns are involved in the library, so you can definitely use your gem tokens to exchange and get some of her patterns. So this is an amazing designer. I have been a fan for many years, so this is an exciting interview for me to get to know this artist. Although we do know each other already, we haven't really discussed in like this kind of setting. So excited to get to know this artist, what they're all about, and yeah. So we are going to be jumping into the interview. Let me make sure I have this all set up. And then when our guest is ready, we'll jump right on into it. So I appreciate everyone jumping into the trivia to win their gem for, who said champagne? Let me make sure all is good on my end. Okay, so we're going to jump right into it. Okay, hello. How is it going?
Really good. I was on standby and I was like, oh, wait, when am I supposed to click start? I'm so sorry. I was like, oh, should I do it now or is he done? Oh, wait.
Yeah, sorry. I gotta have like a visual cue, verbal cue, but let me make sure.
No worries. I didn't want to cut you off.
No, let me make sure that everyone else can hear, because I know we did our tech check. Let me make sure everyone can hear you. Can everyone hear our amazing guest, Curious Papaya? Can we get yeses and nos? Because I think everything should be good. At least technically on my side, everything looks great. And I love the background. Nice.
Thank you.
Nice.
Yeah, I added a little extra, something to display since the last time we spoke, which was like half an hour ago.
Yes, definitely. Okay, we're getting, you're a little quiet, but that's all right. I'm going to raise your volume. Okay, all should be good.
Cool.
Everyone's getting yeses. So, all right.
All great.
We're Golden Pony Boy. Great. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for jumping in. I'm sure a lot of people on Ribblr have seen you. I feel like everyone on the internet, if you're in the crochet space, have seen you. But just in case, for those eyes who haven't, would you mind introducing yourself with your name, brand, and a little bit about yourself that you would like to let us know about?
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much again for having me. My name is Amy, and I am the designer behind Curious Papaya. And I know, I've been with Ribblr since its early days of launching. So I feel so fortunate to have been a part of a lot of their launches and special events. So if some of you are here and you're commenting in the chat like, oh, I love your patterns, which I'm so very grateful for, by the way. Thank you for being here. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, that's amazing that you've been here. I think you've actually been involved with Ribblr longer than I even have. So that's that's pretty amazing. How did you get your footing, or how did you even how did that happen?
I think something that Ribblr has made very clear since its early days was they really want to capitalize on community. And so I think Lear and Sar, if I'm saying their names correctly, and I apologize if I'm not, they had actually reached out personally to me and several other designers, I would say, kind of to hook us into jumping on board. And when they kind of shared a little bit about the benefits we would get from joining early and stuff, I was like, okay, sure. What do I have to lose? Ribblr being a platform where, all of the patterns are interactive and you can kind of market on your device as you go. That was like something really new to me, well, to everyone really. So I was like nervous about it, but it was something new. And I actually, it was like one of the early chats that I had with you. I
Oh,
remember you were like saying like you really see a future and like how promising it's going to be. And I was like, okay, I'm bored. I'm on board. I'm on board. So yeah, I don't know if you remember that conversation. It was a
I
long time ago, years ago now.
I do remember. I actually do. I don't. Yeah, I do remember that for sure. I feel like I've
Mm.
had because you and I know each other, to be transparent to everybody, but we haven't spoken to each other in like in this kind of way. So it's always interesting to kind of
Mhm.
hear the reminiscent on our like professional conversation. So glad I could help with that. So they reached out to you when you were like, I say when you were, but as a designer, and it looks like that
Mhm.
hasn't let up. You're still designing pretty frequently. You even have, some big things that have come out. Are you still designing like quite often?
Oh my gosh, yes. I think this love for designing is going to be with me for my lifetime. Like,
Oh,
it really, there's like a creative itch. Like, I love all kinds of like arts and crafts and stuff, but when I found designing, it really fulfilled that like creative itch to create and like develop patterns. And it really just satisfies a certain like itch in my brain, you know?
yeah.
And yeah, so I'm very much still designing. I have free patterns that come out every month, as well as my premium patterns. So lots of
Oh,
good stuff going. Yeah,
amazing. Has
yeah.
designing and crochet always gone hand in hand, or did you learn crochet like a long time before you started designing, or what's the timeline on how that all happened?
So I actually picked up this crocheting pretty like a lot later in life, I guess you could say. Like I was an adult, I was working and I was a teacher, elementary school teacher for a number of years and I had actually picked it up in 2018. So I think this
Oh,
is year 7 now. But
nice.
yeah, it was just really enjoyable to just kind of like tune out and like decompress at the end of each night. And I was following a lot of tutorials and patterns back then, like playing YouTube tutorials at like 0.25 speed, like really trying to learn myself in that way. Yeah, and then like as I continue to follow patterns, you naturally kind of learn about like how to shape um certain shapes, right? How to like that
Yeah.
manipulate that. And so it came naturally with like, oh, I want to modify this and that. And like soon enough, I started designing my own things the way I wanted them. And it just took off from there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like
Mhm.
so amazing. Like, I mean, because you're such like a prolific. I mean, maybe I'm gonna say it. You're like I think you're prolific personally. Like you have like a
Oh my
style that
gosh.
literally no one else has. So
Oh,
even
thank you.
if
Oh
it's
my gosh. Nah, you're gassing me up. I'm like getting all like blushing and stuff. But thank you. That means a lot to me. Oh my gosh.
well, I mean I think I think one of those things that a designer's always trying to do is find like their style to like stand out from the rest. Do you feel like that happened to you? I mean, this is me assuming that that your style like stands out. Do you know like kind of along your journey when you were like, okay, I have it locked in, like this speaks to me, or did it take some time to kind of develop that?
Oh, wow. I think I always really admired designers who fall into that category that you just described, like where you can recognize their style just from like a glance. That you don't need no watermark, undeniably.
Right, right.
Like, I think some of the people that come to mind are like Granny's Crochet Hook. She has a very distinct style with really fun, like people characters. Or like Natura Crochet.
Hmm.
They're kind of similar in that sense of like using really bright, fun colors and yeah, so I really looked up to them when I was like developing my style, um, and playing around with different like safety eye sizes, even something
Hmm.
so simple. Really made a big difference. If I'm using like gigantic eyes versus the really tiny eyes. And I actually found like, I feel like the tinier eyes are very charming. I know everyone wants to go bigger these days. Um,
Definitely.
especially with like the trend with like glitter sinker eyes, which I also think are absolutely gorgeous. But yeah, the tiny little beady eyes reminds me of the early 90s kind of Beanie Babies and
Yes, yes.
yeah, and like Sanrio. So I definitely get my inspiration from things like that, things I grew up with loving. And so I feel like my style is somewhere between like realistic and like kawaii, like cutified. But yeah, something around there. And I love playing around with like oval eyes too. So yeah,
Definitely. Yeah,
I'm
those
glad to
little
hear.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely those little. I'm with you on like the little, like just like the straight black safety eyes. I can't get past them. I think I'll always hold on to those. But you're someone, yeah, because the patterns in like your Ribbler shop, especially, you have so many like original IPs, but you also get your influence from like other things that already exist. How do you kind of maintain that as like a designer slash crafter who wants to make this a business, but also wants to like rejoice in like your inspirations? How do you kind of find that middle line of what you're making?
That's a great question. I've also had this question asked to me too from like fellow friends and designers. I'm wondering if like a pattern is worth putting out there in the world. And I'm like,
Mm,
I think a big rule of thumb is like asking yourself what already exists on the market. Like, what is your unique selling point? Because it's like, it's not that if someone else creates an animal pattern, let's just say that you are not allowed to create an animal pattern. No, but of course you want to see like how is yours unique. I really do think it's important to be aware of what like eye stitching is. Um, in my early days of crocheting, like I definitely didn't realize a lot of like the nuances and kind of like the etiquette when it comes to designing.
mm,
And eye stitching is like basically for those who might not be familiar, like looking at a picture of a pattern and then copying like those kinds of designs and then saying, "Oh, I made this design," because you didn't technically follow their pattern, And yeah, I think those are a couple of the ways that I would really make sure is what you're adding unique to your own self. Hmm.
yeah, that's actually really great advice. I think a lot of people, even without harmful intention, might,
Yeah.
do that kind of a thing. And, there are only so many, of a certain animal, there's only so many ways to do it. But I think that's kind of where the creativity needs to be pushed is like the construction and like how you're going to present it. So, yeah.
Right. And I totally bring that up and use myself as the example because, like, definitely when I was just starting out, it was so exciting to get like commissions and stuff from family and friends. And in those early days where my design skills were not as, I guess, like developed, you could say, for
Hmm.
sure, I didn't realize, like, looking at images of like existing creations was something that I needed to be very mindful of.
Yeah.
Like not posting all about it and stuff, for instance. If it's just like for personal use, but I don't really have to do that anymore. But definitely, I'm saying like this was like in the first few months of when I first started crocheting.
Yeah, I'm sure you've
Yeah.
learned I'm sure you've learned so much from it. You've become like such a titan and you have like quite the credentials underneath you. How has like people around you, so it's been like 7 years you said. How have like your
Mhm.
peers, family members, how have they all kind of like seen like your growth and everything with and this looks so like wonderful, of course, but surprising?
Oh,
Or have you always been
well,
creative?
oh my gosh, thank you. I mean, really interestingly, I feel like my family doesn't really know what I do. I mean,
Classic.
they kind of know now because I did share with them, like, hey, I've been working on this book and I gave them a copy when I went to Taiwan just this past month.
Oh.
Um, but for the longest time, for the past 7 years, like they didn't know that this was anything worthwhile, And I think I would have to say it kind of has to do with like cultural, generational differences. So I don't fully like I've learned how to navigate that personally
Mm.
just because like my main support really has been from the wonderful people that I've met online more
Oh.
so than like the people in my direct life. I know it's kind of crazy to say that because I know a lot of other people are blessed with different situations where their parents are like their biggest supporters and their orders are from their family members and friends. But no, I think it's sometimes I think people kind of look down on the profession, to be very honest. But hopefully that's not the case for others tuning in.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Mhm.
I think, before 2020 was even just like a different world. So I think there's probably a
Mm.
bit more, I would imagine, more respect for like the content creation space and designing. I mean, I feel like you have a lot of titles though. I don't even know what, because like if you had the what do you like to go by? You have content creator,
Oh my
influencer,
gosh.
designer, crafter, author.
Yeah,
You have so
I
many.
I always just say the creator behind here's
Okay, that
because it
yeah.
caps it just captures everything. Because yeah, I do all of those things. We wear many, many hats as crochet
Yes.
designers. And I mean, interestingly, something I always say is like I am somewhat of an influencer, not by choice, but kind of like I never like ventured out to be like, I want to be an influencer, as but
Right.
it's like yeah, I think it comes with the platform where brands want to partner with you and with it and really like build off of the trust that you have with your community that you've built on your platforms. So, yeah, I mean like being an influencer is like, kind of in the back seat for me because my true passion is in teaching and
Mm.
like designing especially through tutorials and things like that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So you carry, from what I've seen online and stuff, you carry that title of educator even beyond designing, correct? Like you also are in physically in the classroom too.
Yeah, well, I mean, this upcoming year, I'm not, but I was full time for many years teaching
Oh.
elementary school. So, yeah, I really love the lower grades personally. They're so fun, but I've taught fourth grade for the longest amount of time. They're also really great. But yeah, last year I was in the classroom for a little bit, but yeah, not this upcoming year.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Have you, I mean, because like technically as a like designer, you are like an educator. You're teaching people how to like do this craft and how to do this particular thing. Have you felt that your education background has like transferred over to like your new career or your new job?
Oh, absolutely. When you think about teaching students new skills or like in any subject area, really, you're thinking about what they already know
Mm.
and then how to build off of that. So the word is scaffolding, right?
Oh,
How to build off of what they already know and to like slowly add on to that. Because, bridging a new concept to an old one is so much easier than to just kind of dump information on someone.
right.
So yeah, very much so. Like especially in my video tutorials, I like to simplify things as much as possible because I remember what it was like, really being brand new to a craft and not understanding a lot of like the lingo, the abbreviations, and all of that. I'm just learning how do I hold my hook.
Right, right.
Yeah, so definitely like thinking about how to introduce techniques in a like in bite-sized ways where people can digest it and not feel overwhelmed. Like that's something I really love to sprinkle into my written patterns and also my video tutorials.
Oh, that's amazing. I'm glad we have like genuine,
Thank
designers
you.
like you who have the background to do it because yeah, it's so important to have educators like yourself. Wow. So you have
Thank
like
you.
so much happening and, like you said, like many different hats and sometimes it can be a thankless job as that's coming from my
Mm.
words. How do you like what does your day to day or just like your normal life look like too? Because you have a social life, you have family, and how would you say you're doing a good job like balancing it, or is it just day by day, or what does that look like to you?
Oh my goodness. Yeah. I mean, I have two kids.
Oh.
So that's like a lot of people are like, what? Oh, they're really surprised to hear that. But yeah, I know it's kind of crazy. I got married and had kids young. So I mean that was a gift, but also a very unique time in my life where I had two little toddlers and now they're a little bit more grown up. They're starting school soon,
Oh,
which I had
yay.
frantically messaged you about right before just saying like I'm so sorry I'm running late from like
Oh,
school
no, no,
registration
no
stuff,
issue.
yeah. Anyway, but yeah, so my typical day is like getting them ready, shuffling them off, and I love being able to work full time on my business right now.
Yeah.
Like that is such a gift because you know it's really because my husband's support too. Like he's very, very he believes in my vision and my goal that I'm working towards. And having that flexibility to be able to like work at home and also work
Yeah.
outside of the house whenever I want to, and find inspiration from just everything around me is a huge privilege that I am so grateful for. But yeah, I usually typically work on the computer for several hours a day, and you wouldn't think so, right? But yeah, there's a lot of times where I'm doing a lot of like back end stuff,
Yes. Yeah.
updating the website and creating the listings and creating graphics and um, making social posts, interacting with the community. And yeah, if I do get to pick up a hook during that day, usually it's like, oh, I have to like remember to take process videos, process photos. And,
Oh,
it's like, yeah, I love it. But it's also, it goes by so fast. And then, of course, then my mama duties kick in again. I get the kids, and then, yeah, there goes my
yeah.
day.
Yeah, it's I know to be like to say that you're a crocheter for a living, even though you don't even get to crochet most of the time, is definitely
Yeah.
wild for sure.
Oh my
Well,
gosh, it'd be
yeah.
so cool to like be able to hire someone to take care of all the stuff that I'm not a huge fan of, But yeah, we're limited there.
It well, I mean, this is why they need to make it easier for small businesses like you to be able to do those kind of things. You're the backbone of the economy, so we appreciate all that you're doing.
Thank you. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, well, I'm so glad you have a support system that supports your vision. Is there anything in particular you want to like reveal what this, part of your vision may look like for like what's to come? I mean, you've already achieved so much. It doesn't seem like anything's going to stop you at
Oh,
this point. So, is there anything that you're able to like
oh my
reveal that you
gosh.
might be working on?
Absolutely. I mean, as you know, my first crochet book just published this past summer.
Yay!
Yay! I have it
Congrats!
up in my window. I don't know if you can see it. Oh, actually, I have one
Yes.
in my lap as
Oh,
well, so I
yay!
don't have to mess with.
Cool.
Yeah, yeah. There's amigurumi critters, and I spent the past 2 years developing 25 animal patterns to include here,
Oh,
and I'm really proud of this baby. Like even though it just published, I already am like itching to start my next book.
really?
Definitely an inspiring author. Yeah, I mean, I'm just looking for the right opportunity and, you know, letting the right concept develop
Yeah.
organically without trying to push for it. Yeah, because I think the way that this book came together was really special, and like the timing was everything. The opportunity was there right after I had my second kid. And I was like, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to take life by the horns and go for it. And I'm so grateful that I had that opportunity to like partner with my publisher and bring this to life. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Like blows my mind because I remember like years ago, you and I had like just like we're talking about like books and like the process of
That's
that, and
right.
I know you were like
Mm,
on the lookout because it's not easy. I mean, it's like not easy to be
yeah.
shopping around for that
Oh
kind of
my gosh.
opportunity. Oh, it makes me like
Right.
honestly bring a tear to my eye. I know you said that was like a dream of yours and you did it and you're so inspirational. That's so
Oh my gosh.
cool.
Thank
Oh, that's so
you.
cool.
It
Um,
really, yeah. I'm so excited to have had that privilege. Truly, truly so grateful. Because, it definitely happened. Um, like a large part of how it happened was because of the support of the community. And
yeah.
like, I've said this recently, but I think it's really because it's such a truth for me that like community is currency.
Oh,
And in that realm, I feel so incredibly wealthy,
oh
like
my
I
God,
really am.
oh, that's so
I am very
touching.
I'm very, very thankful. Yeah, for all of the individuals that I've met online and like chatting with people or answering questions or whatever, just talking about life, parenting, or designing and other stuff that we're just doing in our day to day. Like it really means a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And I mean, like, what a way to just kind of like consolidate all of it, your hard work and all your learnings. And yeah, that's just amazing. I'm going to link your blog in the chat. So for everyone watching, feel free to go check that out. And even if you don't purchase at this very moment, definitely bookmark Curious
Oh,
Papayas or Amy's, really, if you want to go by
yeah.
first name or brand name. I, I like I cannot see your name. I always say your name in my head as Curious Papa
Yeah,
Ya. So if I'm like
I know.
I'm like trying to like think it out, that's the
I
reason
was
why.
listening for it. I was like, is he gonna do it today?
That song ruined me. Now I like, yeah, there's a song, that's why they say it like that. So I'm like, oh my gosh.
Oh.
So but how was the like book writing
Mhm.
process? I mean, you as a teacher, you've been so like hands-on with books and now you have your own. Like how was the process? Did it feel
I know.
different than you thought it was going to be like?
Absolutely. I learned so much from this process, and I'm really thankful that I took the time to like journal out every single time I felt like there were huge victories and
Oh,
also like
yay.
disappointments too. Let's be
Right.
real. There was a huge, steep learning curve when it came to learning how publishing works, how the timelines work, even. And in the end, I learned that it was super duper important to be flexible and to roll with the punches, honestly, because punches were coming left and right. Let me just say.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was not like as streamlined and smooth as you would think, but every single like event, I would say, that caused me to have to like redirect and like find my bearings again. It really pushed me forward in making this book
Yeah.
all the better. And so I'm incredibly grateful that I had a very supportive team who gave me so much trust and so much creative freedom.
Oh, yeah.
Because I really learned like that is truly where I thrive the most. um, like I did spend some time designing for other bigger companies, right? And that always involves rounds and rounds of feedback, and like it's just a different kind of style of designing.
Yeah.
But for myself, I realized like so much of my personal style, I guess you could say, that I put into each and every single one of my designs. Like it's very personal. So being able to run with that, and for my publishers to really believe in like what I'm doing, that meant so much. That really allowed me to soar with coming up with all these different animals in this book.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I'm really glad to hear there were no like corporate fat cats like trying to like tell you
Oh.
otherwise. So
I mean, yeah, I remember like us chatting about book writing and stuff years ago too. So I learned a lot from individuals like yourself too, sharing
mm,
your feedback on like, you know, things that worked really well and things to be aware of, and things like that. So
I have to
that really
ask,
helps me.
did
Yeah.
anyone like quit on like halfway through who were your contacts by any chance?
No, thankfully I had the same person,
Oh, good.
point of touch. Yeah, the point person, I should say. Yeah, which made things a lot easier because I understand that that happens sometimes. Yeah.
Okay, I was warned about it, and I was like, no, there's no way that happens all the time. And then it happened to me like twice. I was like, whoa, really? So I always have to ask other authors if that happened to them.
Right.
I guess it's
Yeah,
a
no.
common thing.
Yeah, thankfully my yeah, communication was pretty smooth for the most part. Yeah, I think the biggest thing when I say like the learning curves were more so like understanding the timeline of like publishing and how delays are very, very common.
Yeah.
Not just in like the craft book world, that niche, but also just like friends who were like children's book authors. They were like telling me like, yeah, because a lot of times publishers will do rounds of like approvals, and
Yeah.
they don't do it as they come. They like wait until their scheduled day and they do all of the books that they're working on at one pass.
Mm.
So I think that made me understand a lot more of like why, because my book was delayed like I think like two or three times.
Oh, really?
uh, yeah,
Oh.
so that's like mostly what I'm referring to. And I really thought that the book was going to be like published the same year that I like signed on, and that it would be out by Christmas and whatever. And then it slowly rolled into 2 years. So
Oh.
it's kind of a long time when you think about it. And
Yeah,
like,
that is a
I'm
long
just
time.
impressed. Yeah, I feel like my style does kind of like shift gears a little bit. And it grows as I grow, and
Yeah.
so it's interesting to see a lot of like the earlier designs that were included in the book versus the very last designs,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I actually resonate with that so heavy. The so now that like the book is said and done, like do you see
Mhm.
this as like okay, this is a chapter of my life, or are you continuing with these kind of style? Because you also have like the big fluffy or like the big chunky style. Like, what happens
Yes.
post Amy after the book? Like, what does that look like to you?
I think I really locked into like one cohesive style, and like that means, oh, excuse me, that means like everything was made with like 1 to 2 skeins of yarn. They're all like, handheld, fit in your palm.
Yeah.
But like I love exploring different mediums of yarn, if you will. And I think I've always been really curious and very, very I like to try my hand at a bunch of different things, which I know sometimes may work against a brand if you're trying to build up,
Right.
something that's cohesive. But I liken it to like painting, where when
Mm.
you're working with acrylic paint versus watercolor, I mean,
Right.
it's two very different styles and techniques. And so I say that with like micro crochet versus working with like extremely chunky yarn, for instance.
Yeah.
Both are considered crochet, but
Yes.
it's just so versatile, it's very versatile. And yeah, so I didn't include any of my like gigantic patterns in this book in particular.
Oh.
Um, but yeah, I mean, it's interesting how I started creating really gigantic creations. Because I think I did it as like a one off in the very beginning. Like I think in 2021, my first big creation was for a company. And I made like a giant bee, which was the profile picture that you chose, I think, for our
Yeah.
chat. I was like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, it's
Classic.
been a long time since I've seen myself with short hair. But yeah, and it just kind of like took off from there because people gave such amazing feedback on it. They wanted to see more. And that really like drove me forward in continuing to put out giant patterns, because I
Yeah.
think it's really rewarding like how fast it works up,
Yeah.
and understanding how to like shape using giant yarn can be a kind of a challenge. So I really enjoyed that part of designing those kinds of patterns.
Like, were you like one of like the trailblazers for like that whole thing?
Uh,
Because I feel like that all came out of nowhere after COVID, where it was like, I do remember
uh,
seeing yours at least first.
wow. I don't know if I can call myself that, but I mean, that would be such an honor if people started, yeah, I mean,
I,
um, yeah, I got a lot of my like chunky chenille yarn from my local store, Michael's, just down the street. And I think that's part of it. It was accessible to me,
oh, okay.
and yeah, I don't know if I'm a trailblazer per se, but I mean, seems like people really loved it. And so because of that, I kept coming out with more options and more designs. And I even developed like a series of giant animals. So it's a little
Yeah.
different from these animals. I actually have one right in front of me. Let me
Oh,
hold him up.
let's
It was
see
in one
it.
of the pictures you
Oh,
posted. This is our
cute.
giant whale shark,
Oh my God, that's
and
so cute.
like you'd think it would take forever. Thank you, by the way. You'd think it would take forever to make, but it's just so satisfying to see how quickly it works up in like this number 7 thickness,
Yeah.
So yeah, it's so fun, and it's called the Giant Pillow Plushies series, which I started off with a panda, I think in 2022. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, and then the collection will have 10 animals total. So I'm
Oh,
almost
cool.
done with it. This was our latest one, and I have one more before I'm calling it like done,
Oh, light at the end of the
Yes.
tunnel. Wow. Well, my head canon says that like you were a part of that. I think even if you weren't, your photography was it is so unique, and like although like not complicated, I like that you use colors in such like, an interesting and like vibrant way rather than just
Oh.
as a backdrop. It seems like it really adds to like, like when I like look back on like the crafting history of it all, like your photography definitely stands out in my head. I do have a bias towards you, so that might be part of it, but yeah, it's really
Thank
cool to see it
you.
all come together. Your like the book cover like matches your aesthetic perfectly.
Thank you.
What makes you so drawn to like the natural world? Have you always been like an animal enthusiast, or is this like part of
Oh,
the crochet part of it all?
course. Yeah, I mean, who doesn't love animals? I mean, I've always like grown up really in awe of all the different creatures in this world.
Yeah.
I've always loved pets and, trips to the zoo were always fun. I grew up in Michigan, so like our zoo was the Detroit Zoo, which is like a one of the larger ones in the US, I think. And I always loved visiting and seeing these animals and learning more about them and their conservation efforts and whatnot. And I mean, I really think like plushies, I guess you could say, were they had a big role in my childhood. I mean, I
Yeah.
think a lot of people can say that, but um yeah, I just find like such a childlike wonder in like still being able to enjoy them no matter what like stage in life you're in. And no, I don't believe that they're just for kids.
I don't
So
either. I don't either.
I mean, hopefully our audience is very much on par with that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it's funny because like I really don't think a lot of my friends in real life like relate to me at all in that regard.
Mm.
So I still love all the cutesy stuff, all the colorful stuff, and yeah, I think I'll be like this until the day that I leave this earth.
That
Truly.
is that I mean, hey, at
Yeah,
least your, kids and their kids will at least have the family heirlooms of your plushies to hand down. So that's an awesome one to
right.
have. I think
For
it's really
sure.
interesting that you like pursued amigurumi like, before
Mhm.
2020 when like collectibles and stuff hadn't become so, like
Yeah.
plushies and stuff have always been there, but like there's like such a
Mhm.
culture for collectibles now. So it's really
Yes.
interesting that someone like yourself would pursue it when that just like wasn't the case quite there. Like, it's it just shows your love for the craft. So I can really, really appreciate
Yeah,
that. How does it
for
feel now?
sure.
How does it feel now that like there we are in a collectible kind of society now? Like, how do you feel about that?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I mean, um, I really did start. I mean, the first time I ever saw amigurumi was actually like in high school. One of my good
Oh,
friends, she made like crocheted Kirby's. And I
oh,
thought that was like
cute.
the coolest thing ever. I was like a huge fan of Super Smash Bros. And Kirby was, of course, overpowered. And he was my favorite character.
Yeah, of course.
And like so I just thought it was so cool to be able to make whatever video game characters you wanted to. Like if you can think it, you can make it.
Hmm.
And really starting off with like crocheting characters and Pokemon even, that was what really drew me to want to learn this craft.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then I to answer your question about collectibles, like the culture around that, like it is really interesting. I mean, I really like to understand both sides of it. Like one, why it does so well, and two, like the dangers or the secret like
Oh,
downsides, the
yeah.
darkness of it, consumerism and all that. But it's interesting to see how like it really skyrocketed in a time where our economy is it's harder to find or purchase homes these days, and so instead
Yeah.
like I heard of like someone saying like uh another like podcast talk about like the lipstick effect where buying these collectibles in like mystery boxes, it adds to that feeling of like owning something luxury,
Okay.
when you can't actually afford like the bigger purchases in life, like a big
Oh.
house and a luxury car, something like that. I mean, I won't go too deeply into that, but I thought that was interesting. And I'm like, here I am with my Labubus, and I still love it. But yes.
You got the blind box. You got the blind box bug. Is that what you have?
Yeah, but you know what? I will say I'm pretty tame. I'm not like, yeah, I do own a couple and I'm happy with that. I'm like, that's all I need. It makes me happy. I love collecting Jellycat bag charms too.
Oh, cute.
Yeah, so I am like really into the collectible stage. But yeah.
Cool. So that my next question then is it's kind of like a double header question. Like, are you collecting your own dolls? And if not, what do you do with your finished product? And for the people watching, if they don't want to like, for people who are just, they're just not, they can't make everything that they want, obviously, because there's so many patterns out there. Do you also sell your like your creations? Like, do you do markets, or what does your business look like for that kind of thing?
Yeah. So primarily, I have finished creations like from my designs. And
Yes.
so because of that, I am able to sell them at a reasonable price, I guess you could say,
Mm-hmm.
to be able to find them new homes because I can
Oh.
only have so many.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and so it'd be my role, like when I do sell, I mainly do it at like a craft market, but I do like one big one per year,
Oh,
and that's
okay.
it. Yeah, so it costs hundreds to vend at.
That's what
So
I
it's quite the
hear.
investment. However, being able to get rid of the majority of my inventory of that past year of designing and whatnot, it really pays off because taking the time to list things and ship things and
Yeah.
that's time is money too, right? So if I can get rid of everything in one day, I should rephrase that. It's not to get rid of them, but it's to
Just
find them a
downsize.
loving new
Oh,
homes,
right. That loving home. Yep.
Yes. Yeah, then it's worthwhile to me, and I love meeting people in the community and sharing about what I do, of course. Um, I feel like I've become extremely extroverted when it comes to talking about my passions,
Oh.
and yeah, otherwise I'm pretty introverted. It's interesting. I'm a loud introvert, I guess you could say. um, but yeah, so after I finish making things, they usually get stored away right away so that they're
Mm.
in top condition. Because if they're out, like I mentioned, I have two little kids, like they will clean them, but they kind of know now, like crocheted stuff is mommy's work and you can't touch
Oh,
that.
cute. That's cool. I like to hear that. I
Yeah.
really do.
Yeah, so it's not fancy, but I just throw them into like clear boxes or like trash bags to protect them from the dust. And they get sold at a very reasonable price at those markets that I do. Hmm.
Cool. Yeah. I would love to see you at one of these markets. Do you do like the big like Comic Con ones, or just like the select?
Yeah, so Comic-Con I have not, but it would be such a dream to one day.
Yeah, that'd be
It's
cool.
such a different crowd. I actually am doing a local market called SJ Made Holiday Market. So if anyone is in the Bay Area,
Oh.
around Northern California, I would love for you to come see me there. Yeah,
Oh,
it's like a two-day
cool.
event. It's on Black Friday and I think the Saturday after, so they call it Small Business Saturday, I want to say. Yeah, so it's that weekend right after Thanksgiving.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
fun. Yay. Well, I hope all the prep is good. I hope you're
Yeah,
not.
good.
I always see market people like scared out of their mind like a
Oh
week
my
before.
gosh.
I think we actually have some chatters right now who have markets coming up that are freaked out.
Yeah.
But, to everyone doing markets, you got this. And if you ever run out of inventory, you can always just promote yourself. But yeah, that's so
That's
awesome that
true.
you have like just so much going on. It's really cool that you haven't like, quote unquote typecasted yourself. You have so many like different
Hmm.
designs that you can do, so many different offerings, and yeah, it's awesome that you're so community driven.
Thank
Um,
you.
so we have some time left. I feel like I could just like talk to you for so many hours because you're, so so many wrinkles in the brain. You're so smart. So it's really cool
Thank you.
to
No, no, no.
hear. So
It's
I do
because
have.
talk
Oh, go ahead.
forever, so I apologize.
No, no. So how, without everything that you're doing, your love for the craft, this is all coming from your heart. How are you feeling in the big year of 2025 when it comes to social media and having to like combine that with your craft? Do you find that to be just a tool that's necessary? Do you find that to be something that you just unfortunately has to happen, or is this something that you thoroughly enjoy?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I mean, uh, my home base has always been Instagram, and I
Hmm.
slowly branched out to like other platforms, but that's definitely my preferred platform, I guess you could say. That's where I started from, you know, ground zero all the way up.
Yeah.
Um, I definitely think that there are so many opportunities because of how connected we can be through social media. And at the same time, I feel like there's also that pushback and like the frustration that comes from like the
The
algorithm, you
algorithm.
know? And
Yeah.
it is interesting because, yeah, for sure, there are some people who find like success, like overnight success with going viral and all of
Yeah.
that. And um, kind of exploding in visibility and popularity overnight. But that definitely wasn't the case for me. I think
Hmm.
I tried really hard to be consistent with posting, and it's not so much a challenge or like a chore because it's something I genuinely love to do. I love sharing and connecting, like I said, with people. And so, that's like the perfect recipe for
Yeah.
staying active online. But yeah, like growing my account really took a long time, and I started, I think, 6 years ago, so like
Yeah.
2019. Yeah, and like it's so I kind of cringe a little bit when I like scroll all the way back to my first creations, because like it's just funny how much things change and also stay the same at the same time, but
Yeah.
yeah, for sure. I'm very grateful for social media. It gives myself and so many other people opportunities. Mhm.
So where can, like, if people were to come, like if they wanted to follow you after this, like obviously your Ribblr shop, but where can they find you being, you said Instagram's your home base, but where,
Mhm.
if you had to give like top three, where should people be searching you for on the internet?
Instagram, yes.
Instagram.
YouTube,
Oh, YouTube.
and
Nice.
yes, I have a lot of free tutorials on there, and also I upload all of my like support tutorials for the existing like premium patterns I have.
Oh,
And
good stuff.
then
Cool.
yeah, and then I would say, I guess, TikTok. Yeah,
Nice.
those three.
As
Mhm.
as of now, we'll see what happens
Yes,
with.
yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard to say what will happen with that one, but all right, awesome. Well, we'll make
Yeah.
sure to put that in the community section where you're linked to for all those things. I think you have a Ribbler of the Week feature
Yeah.
already in the
I
past.
have, yeah. I think I was like on as one of the very early guests for that. And so it's been a few years, but yes, that was such a privilege.
Yay, cool. Well, we've talked so much about
Yeah.
crafting and all these things, and you're doing the family life, the working life, crafting life. What about you for just Amy? Like, what do you do for fun when you're
Um,
not, you know, doing all your like adult responsibilities? Like, what makes, like, where do you find other joys in your day to day?
oh my gosh. Well, of course, the days go by so fast. But I definitely really love to stay active too. And I've been doing hot yoga and also
Oh,
cycling. Yeah, I try to stay active with like weightlifting and really prioritizing and investing in 80-year-old Amy, doing things for my health for the long run. And yeah, I mean, I do crochet for fun and also for my work,
yeah,
full-time job. So there's not a whole lot of room outside of those things that I just mentioned, of course, but also spending time with the kids and yeah, being outside, being active, of course.
nice. Do you double dip when you're crafting? Like, are you listening to podcasts, watching movies?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes most times I should say, if I'm being honest, I craft in silence.
What, really? Oh
I
man.
know it's because I think it's really because I get so easily distracted. And so
Oh.
when I am like honing in to my craft, that's all that's on my mind, you know? That's part of what makes it so therapeutic, I think,
Hmm.
because especially if I have stresses from other parts of the day or in life, like coming to this craft helps me to tune out because I have no choice but to focus my mind
Right.
and keeping count and stuff like that. Um, but yeah, I mean, if I am having something in the background, like as you mentioned, K-pop Demon Hunters was actually really fun.
Oh, that's so good.
I was pleasantly surprised because I thought it was kind of like gonna be cringy or whatever, but I was like, this is so well written and the music, like under I was watching like these like commentators on like the music theory behind these songs,
Uh,
and I found that so intriguing to learn from like experts who like picked, they dissected the songs apart and like explained, how they were
oh,
written and what makes it so catchy. Yeah, I do love music myself, and I do, sing and play guitar and whatever, but nothing that I put up online or whatever. Yeah.
wow, you're so multifaceted. That's actually like, that's amazing. So you've always
I
kind of
was
had like a
uh,
creative bone in your body?
oh gosh, I guess you could, yeah, you could say so. I mean, as a teacher, of course, like I like growing up, I wasn't like super academically driven, which is kind of like, ironic given that I am a teacher. But I
Very.
think I think like it was in some ways it was like I know the emotional impact and the psychological impact my educators had for me,
Oh,
and that is like a huge reason why I wanted to um like serve the kids in our community.
yeah.
Um yeah, so of course to help them in their academics, but the relational aspect of teaching is a huge reason why that was the profession for me for many years. So yeah.
Wow, and that's awesome that you still get to be like, at least to me, I still think you're an educator. Like whether you're in the classroom or not, I think this craft it just you can't not be a designer without being an educator. So that's really cool that it's got to continue on like that.
Thank you.
But we are hitting near the end of our interview. I know that went by quick, and I could just keep talking.
Yeah.
I feel very blessed that you and I have contact information, so we can continue our
Mm,
conversations. But I definitely want to give you the floor to be able to like promote yourself, glaze yourself, talk about all things Amy and Curious
oh my gosh.
Papaya. So feel free to
Yeah.
do what's going on with you. What would you like to let people know that is going on, or can think
Sure.
about coming out, or yeah, lay it on us.
So as we speak, I see that my book is, I think, like almost 20% off on Amazon right now.
Oh,
So
nice.
yeah, I don't have any say on like controlling the sales and when they run on Amazon, but I was like, oh great, because it's been full price for the past month. So I was like, hey, if you are interested in learning how to crochet animals, and I mean, this book is perfect for intermediate beginners. So if you've made a plushie or two before and you're ready for like that next project and everything, so I would love for you to have a copy in your hands.
Oh,
And ooh. And if that's not in the books for you right now, I do have a lot of free patterns on Curious Papaya too.
yeah. Is this the new one that you just did?
Yeah, so actually
Yeah.
the tote bag is customizable, but this is
Oh
a
my,
separate pattern.
that's
But
so
the little,
good.
oh, thank you. The
That
little
is
pencil
so.
bag charm is my newest free pattern. So yeah, you could definitely enjoy a bunch of those free tutorials I have. What else did I throw down here?
Just at
Oh,
the feet.
yes, I was ready for this moment, Vincent. I'm almost done. This is my last one. But yeah, I also have this like low sew palm puppy
Oh,
pattern. Yeah, where everything is crocheted into one piece except for the muzzle, I want to say.
holy
So it's
moly.
yeah, it's really fun. And I made a bunch of them. Oh my gosh, I just like totally had a flashback. You asked me, do I sell my plushies? And
Yes.
I'm so sorry. I like started talking about markets, but I
Oh,
do like occasionally do like plushie drops on Curious Papaya and stuff.
oh,
So I
really?
always make announcements on social media if I ever do. So like my last one was a puppy adoption. So I
Oh,
did sell off a
cute.
few of them. I made them in different colors, and yeah. So you can check out those kinds of creations
I feel like
on my website.
that one definitely has Beanie Baby vibes from like the 90s.
Oh, yeah,
Like it's
you're
so
right.
cute. Oh,
Maybe that, yeah.
I
I
love the old Beanie Babies. What they've done to them now, I don't know.
I
They're
know it's a different generation. Like that's what I mean. The giant glitter sinker eyes, right? They're cute, but it's just different. It's just not what I grew up with. It's
Yeah,
cute.
I do think the glitter eyes do look really good on amigurumi, but on like a
Mm,
normal plushie, I think there's something a little uncanny about it. But I like you
uncanny
said,
about
different
it.
generation. Yeah, just staring at my soul. But then again, we did have Furbies and stuff, so I can't really like speak
That's
on.
true. And I definitely had one. I had like the zebra striped one. Is that cursed thing that lived in our basement? Because it kept
They
turning on
always
at night.
live. Yeah, they never had good home. No wonder why they always seem so angry. But that is so funny. Also in the chat, Amy has actually, I think it was 30. There's a say 30% off in your Ribblr shop at the moment. So if
Yes,
you
I'm running a special sale for everyone who would like to check out some of my patterns.
Cool,
Hmm.
cool. So I've linked that in the chat for anyone to go grab. Yeah, once again, congratulations on all like the big things, and even if none of this had happened, like your big successes, you've been such like a prominent like person in the community for so long. I don't even remember any dry bouts you've had. So great job with the consistency. You'll be remembered in the history books when it comes to like crochet if the AI doesn't like override it or anything. So
Oh
yeah.
gosh, don't
So
get me started. Yes, it was such an honor to be here, and thank you again for having me, Vincent, and thank you, Ribblr. So thank you so
course.
much.
Yes, we're happy to support you. Thank you for being on the platform for as long as you have been. A real trailblazer in so many regards. So keep up with the amazing brain that you have, and we can't wait to see what you do in the future. And hopefully we can have you back on and see all the other things you've accomplished.
I would be so honored. Absolutely. This is not goodbye. We'll see you again very soon.
Yes, we'll see you online. Make sure to follow her, everybody. All right, take care. So good to have you. Thank you again for coming.
Bye.
All right,
Thank
bye.
you.
Oh, that was so fun. So big thank you to Amy for being here from Crochet or Curious Papaya. Really appreciate having her here. Fridays are valuable days. There's currency in the world, there's money, there's services, and there's Fridays. So really appreciate her being here for that. Really great interview. Thank you so much for coming on by. Let me get one thing sorted. 1 second. Also, let's go back over. So we went over. Okay, we're gonna let me actually send one message. Can we have the link to her page again? Yes. Here is her Ribblr shop. You should be able to find. Okay, let's go over some of the things, and then the show is going to be ending here shortly. But I did see a lot. Hold on, I'm trying to see how to keep up. I'm so sorry I could not keep up with the chat. There is just no way. Y'all were like heck at talking. Giving the throne, I didn't know. So let's go over the things that we went over today, because today was a fun day. Really appreciate everyone being so kind and courteous. Like I really admire her as an artist. I think she is just amazing. I think she's so inspirational. So really cool stuff. Giveaway winner for the postcard I'll be messaging after the show. We'll be announcing the gem one at the end. Make sure to remember we do have the freebie Friday today. So if you weren't here earlier, until tomorrow, all you have to do is follow the shop to be able to claim this pattern for free. I have left the link in the chat, so feel free to grab that. I will, don't worry, little L3. So make sure to go grab this. I'm gonna do it one more time. Putting that there for the freebie. All you have to do is click that. It'll bring you over there. You do have to follow, so make sure to do that. Yeah, there's that. And then we are going to go over. We'll do one more breaking. We're going to give you y'all the breaking news once again, and I'll be back. So give it 1 minute while I get something sorted. Here's Ribbit. If you weren't here earlier, I'll be back in 1 minute.
Thank you, Vincent. Always a pleasure hopping in after you, and today's tea is extra toasty. Summer's fading, and so is the mood. Ribblr users are feeling the back-to-school blues as the season changes. The community's been sharing cozy projects and heartfelt messages, reminding each other that the best part of school is the creative time spent with yarn. Ribblr's latest monthly challenge has sparked a juicy trend. Fruit-themed projects are on the rise. From crocheted strawberries to animal fruit hybrids, users are embracing the fruity fun. It's a sweet way to stay connected and creative. Crochet and knitting have been quietly stitching their way into pop culture. In the Bluey episode Curry Quest, Chili teaches Bluey how to crochet, inspiring a new generation to pick up a hook. Fans have even spotted No Face from Spirited Away peacefully knitting, a surprisingly wholesome moment in an already iconic film. And it's not just animated characters getting crafty. Celebrities like Sasha Obama, Demi Lovato, and Millie Bobby Brown have all been seen crocheting or knitting on planes, in parks, and during interviews. It's official. Yarn is no longer just a hobby, it's a movement. And before I hop off, I still haven't had time to hop into Uniqlo for the new Ayazawa collab tees. Tragic, I know. Which one do you think I should get? The Nana one is calling to me. That's all the yarn I've got for today. Sending it back to Vincent, and remember, stay crafty. Ribbit, ribbit.
Thanks again, Ribbit, for the awesome contribution that you always do. Absolute goat. Yeah, they are a frog, but also the goat. Don't forget that. So let me pull something up. Gonna go grab the winner. The other. Yeah, I'm glad that all of you like the frog so much, or Ribbit so much. The goat. I'm gonna go grab something. Okay, so we're gonna pull up the Ribblr, or let's see here. So let's go over. So I do want to talk about. We do have, as Ribbit talked about, we do have the challenge for this month, Ribbit's fruit salad. So make sure to. Oh, this was even. This is cool. So make sure to go and enter into that. Here is the link for that. And let's go. Actually, I totally forgot to talk about it. But we're going to go talk about the challenge from last month for the gem drop. And the winner for that was Stitches for Switch. So congratulations to them. They made the fun sushi roll bee from Croutons Crochet that was available in the gem pattern library. So this was a ton of fun to see. A lot of good submissions. Thank you everyone for using your gem and trying it out. If you haven't already, make sure to go check out this month's gem pattern library. I'm also leaving a link for it in the chat. A lot of great patterns. If you have any gems and your balance, you can go grab some of those. And Curious Papaya was here also, so you can see their giant donut, their kitsune fox, their snowy owl, as well as what more in here. There's another, and their puppy pattern, which is the one that she showed on screen actually. So really cute. So great patterns. Make sure to grab your gem. And the winner for today's gem pattern giveaway. So the question was, what was Ribbit's favorite drink? And if you had watched the AMA for Ribbit, their number one drink was matcha. So part of that matcha craze. So for all those who guessed it right, you were thrown into the giveaway. Green tea was also one of those, but matcha was the main one. And the winner for today's gem pattern giveaway is it is Lil Bunny. Congratulations, Lil Bunny. If you're in the chat, you are today's winner. So big bravo to them. Congratulations to Lil Bunny. I will be in touch shortly. Ken, I know that you said it didn't work last time. We'll send you a third link. But regardless, congratulations to Lil Bunny for the correct guess. I'll send you over the link to claim your gem, and you can go claim a pattern. Congratulations to them. Thank you, everyone, for joining in on the trivia. We'll definitely do a bit more on the trivia side of things, making the giveaways more interactive. So thank you, everyone, for your patience on that. Also, I did ask in a community post what was the best time and days for people to come join the stream. We are going to get that figured out because Fridays, we'll see. I'll keep everyone updated, but yeah, so that is it for today. Congratulations to Lil Bunny. And that is the show. So thank you everyone for coming today. Ton of fun to be here. Thank you everyone for who made it. You know, I saw some people saying third, fourth time being here in a row, which is huge. Thank you to all the so many different names who came in for the first time today for the first Ribblr show that they've ever done. My name is Vincent. It was really great to be your host once again. Really, really appreciate all of you being here. I appreciate the community, all the designers who are involved with all the different promotions. there's a lot that goes on Ribblr, and we really appreciate, the activity and being involved. If you have any feedback, please let me know. Happy to be your host. Once again, always a pleasure. Ribblr has a lot going on. Make sure to use those gems. Keep up to date. We have a really fun promotion happening in the very middle of August. So not next week, but the week after that, you'll be seeing a lot of me. So keep your feelers out. Any notifications coming out, I will be streaming a bit more. I'm so glad some of you could make friends in the chat. It is over for today, so have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe, stay healthy, watch out for your community members, and be a decent person. You got this. It doesn't take too much to be kind. Shop small, shop local, support your favorites, and we will see you for another show in the future. As of now, I can't give you an exact date, but you should be able to expect to see me very shortly. So see you in the community section. On the next one, as of now, planned for sure on Friday, August 22nd, but you might be seeing me a bit more during that week before that. So have a good one, everybody. Thank you for your kind words. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you for the next one. Bye-bye now.